Stop scrolling. Seriously, don't move your thumb yet, because what I'm about to tell you sounds fake, illegal, and completely insane, and yet it actually happened to me. Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that someone you didn't hire, didn't authorize, and doesn't own a single inch of your land has decided to put your property up for sale like it's theirs. No warning, no permission, no signature, just confidence. That's exactly how my nightmare with the HOA began. At the time, I thought I understood HOAs. You know, annoying emails, weird rules, complaints about trash cans or paint colors. I figured that was the extent of their power. I honestly believed people exaggerated the horror stories online. I used to laugh at them. Big mistake. Because this wasn't about grass height or fence color. This was about ownership. This was about my ranch, my land, the place I worked for, paid for, and legally owned. That morning started peacefully. Quiet land, fresh air, coffee in my hand, that calm feeling you only get when you're on your own property. No neighbors breathing down your neck, no noise, just freedom. I checked my phone like I always do, half asleep, and saw an email subject line that instantly felt wrong. It said something about a listing confirmation. At first, I ignored it. I thought it was spam, but something told me to open it. And the moment I did, my entire body went cold. There it was, my address, my land, my ranch, listed for sale. Full description, photos, price, a polished write-up talking about development potential, like I had already packed up and left, like I didn't exist. I stared at the screen, rereading it again and again, hoping my brain was just misfiring. It wasn't. This was real. Someone had actually listed my property. Then I saw the sender, the HOA board, and right there, attached to the listing paperwork, was the name of the HOA president. We'll call her Karen, because if there's been a Karen, it's this woman. She had complained about everything from my gate to my vehicle to how much dust my ranch kicked up. And now she was out here acting like a landowner, trying to sell property that legally had nothing to do with her. My hands were shaking, not exaggerating. I felt anger, disbelief, and this deep fear that creeps in when you realize someone is trying to take something from you while smiling about it. I immediately called the HOA office. No answer. Voicemail. I emailed. Nothing. That silence, that told me everything. This wasn't a mistake. This was intentional. So I got in my truck and drove straight to their office. The entire drive, my mind was racing. Who authorized this? How far had this gone? What if someone actually tried to buy it? When I walked in and asked what was going on, the receptionist froze. Not confused, not surprised, nervous. That's when I knew this had been discussed, planned, approved. After waiting way too long, Karen finally walked out, arms crossed, smug expression. No apology, no concern. She spoke like she was doing me a favor. She said the board believed selling my ranch was in the community's best interest. That sentence right there, that's when I realized how dangerous ignorance can be. I told her she had no right. Her response still makes my blood boil. You agreed to HOA authority when you moved in. Listen to that carefully, because that's the lie they rely on. They want you to believe authority means ownership, that rules mean control, that signing HOA documents means giving up your rights. It does not, ever. An HOA does not own your property. They cannot sell it, and pretending they can is not a misunderstanding. It's fraud. That night, I didn't sleep. I pulled out every document I had, deeds, titles, county records, everything. And the more I dug, the worse it got. They had contacted a real estate agent. They had scheduled interest calls. They were moving fast, hoping I'd be confused, scared, or too slow to respond, hoping I would panic, hoping I wouldn't fight. The next morning, I made calls, county clerk, title office, attorney, and here's where things changed fast. The moment legal professionals got involved, the confidence disappeared. Suddenly, it was a clerical error. Suddenly, no one remembered approving anything. Suddenly, Karen was unavailable. My lawyer sent one letter, and within hours, the listing vanished. The real estate agent backed out. Emails stopped. Calls stopped. Complete silence. But I wasn't satisfied, because if they tried this with me, how many people didn't catch it in time? How many homeowners trusted their HOA and never thought to check? So I documented everything. Emails, listings, screenshots, names, dates. I filed formal complaints. And that's when the truth came out. They assumed rural owners wouldn't fight back. They assumed we wouldn't know our rights. They assumed wrong. Here's the scariest part of all. If I hadn't checked my email that morning, my land could have been tied up in legal hell for years, all because a power-hungry HOA board thought they could play owner. That's why I'm telling this story. Not for drama, not for clicks, but because this happens, and it's happening more than people realize. If you live under an HOA, read your documents. Know the limits of their power. Authority does not equal ownership. Rules do not cancel deeds. And if anyone ever tells you they can sell what you own without your permission, that's not a misunderstanding. That's a red flag the size of a billboard. She tried to sell my ranch without owning it, without permission, without shame. And if I hadn't pushed back, she might have gotten away with it. So remember this story, because the moment you think they wouldn't go that far is usually the moment they already have.